With the Taliban takeover in Afghanistan, Chief of Army Staff General Qamar Javed Bajwa told parliamentarians on Monday that Pakistan's timely step for Western Zone and border management had ensured that the country's borders were secure. Due to our timely steps for Western Zone border management, to date, despite challenges, Pakistan's border was secure and we are prepared to meet any situation, said the Chief of the Army Staff while meeting senators and MNAs from Kashmir Parliamentary Committee and Defence Committee of both the houses. The Inter-Services Public Relations said the MPs were given a detailed briefing on the security environment, including the situation on the borders and Pakistan Army's efforts for peace and stability. Pakistan Armed Forces, with support of the nation, have achieved unprecedented success in the fight against terrorism and bringing normalcy in the country, General Bajwa told the senators and MNAs in his exhaustive interactive session with them. The military's media wing also shared that the army chief in his interaction also highlighted to them the importance of restoration of peace in Afghanistan for sustainable development of the region. During the session, General Bajwa also reiterated Pakistan Army's support and commitment to the Kashmir cause and Kashmiris. The world must know that without peaceful resolution of Kashmir issue, peace and stability will remain elusive, said Chief of Army Staff reiterated. The ISPR session concluded with the resolve to contain the struggle against violent extremism through the synergetic whole of the nation approach. Prime Minister Imran Khan has termed the small and medium enterprises the most crucial component of the national economy and called for early finalization of the proposed policy for the development of the SME sector. Chairing a review meeting for the promotion of the SMEs, the Prime Minister said the government was specially facilitating the sector as it was neglected in the past. Prime Minister Khan directed provisions of incentives and loans under the government's ease of doing business policy. The Industries and Production Division Secretary briefed the meeting on the contours of proposed SME policy. It was informed that the SMEs contributed 40% to the country's GDP and the sector was being extended tax relief. The Federal Secretary also said that the Federal Cabinet had already approved an action plan for the development of the SME sector. The SMEs linked with the IT sector were being given special incentives, he added. Moreover, the SMEs would also be given loans under the supervision of the State Bank of Pakistan. The meeting was also informed that all the stakeholders have been consulted to remove all leukemia from their proposed policy. Federal Finance of Revenue Minister Shaukat Tareen, Federal Minister for Industry and Production Khusro Bakhtiar, Advisor to the Prime Minister on Commerce Abdul Razak Dawood, Special Assistant to the Prime Minister Dr. Shehbaz Gill and senior officials attended the meeting. State Bank Governor Reza Bakir joined via video link. Federal Minister for Economic Affairs Omar Ayub Khan has emphasized on providing more job opportunities to the local communities in the development projects. Chairing a high-level meeting to review the progress of Tarbela Hydropower Project, Dasu Hydropower Project and Dasu Mansehra Islamabad Transmission Line, the minister said that timely completion of the Tarbela Hydropower Project would help meet the rapidly increasing demand for electricity in the country and improve the energy mix by increasing the share of clean energy. He directed to resolve all the pending issues and expedite implementation to ensure timely completion of the project. He directed the project authorities to provide more job opportunities to the local people, especially victims of the Tarbela Dam, as per the project and contract agreements. The minister also directed to review the performance of the already completed community development schemes and emphasized that the community development schemes must be prepared in consultation with the local communities to address their genuine needs. Reviewing the progress of Dasu Hydropower Project, the minister stressed on resuming all the development activities and directed to accelerate the project implementation to ensure timely completion. He said revamping and augmentation of the power transmission system is critical to ensure smooth and efficient evacuation and supply of power. The minister also directed the relevant authorities to identify the critical path and set timelines for expeditious implementation of all the foreign funded projects. Under the fifth extension of Tarbela Hydropower Project, the power generation capacity of the Tarbela Dam will be enhanced by 1,410 megawatt. President Dr. Arif Alvi on Monday advised the banks to develop links with university for nurturing the trend of conducting research on latest trends and demands of the market. Speaking as a chief guest in the 4th Roundtable Conference on Islamic Banking, the president said why there was a need to establish a separate organization for research when the students of universities were carrying out studies on a variety of topics as a requirement of MPhil and PhD studies. He said the banking sector should provide guidance and patronage to research students so as to align their efforts with the market requirements and modern trends. The banks would get the required researches while the students would be encouraged to work with more dedication, he added. Dr. Alvi said that the concentration of capital was painful and was true against the teachings of Islam, and good Islamic society opposed the accumulation of wealth. The transfer of inheritance of wealth and property immediately after the death of a person was also the spirit of teachings of Islam, he added. He also called for establishing Islamic Sharia compliance instruments in Pakistan, adding that the discrepancies between the rich and poor section have largely been increased during the period of 2014 and 2018. The president said that the institutions and organizations all across the world were being compelled to safeguard the interests of their customers, workers, society and ensure justice. Dr. Alvi also called for dedicating a proportion of loans by the banking sector for financing women empowerment to enable them to contribute positively in the sustainable development of the country. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi on Monday said Pakistan wants an inclusive political settlement in Afghanistan in which all partners are united for durable peace. Talking to different delegation in Multan, he said peace in Afghanistan is very important for the region. Pakistan is moving forward with a desire for peace in the region, the foreign minister said. He said during his recent meetings with leaders of various countries, they praised Pakistan's conciliatory role in Afghanistan. Shah Mahmood Qureshi said Pakistan had not closed its borders with Afghanistan but has taken steps regarding border management to prevent illegal crossing. In a media talk a day earlier, Qureshi Qureshi had said that the meetings with the leadership of different countries provided him an opportunity to know their views on Afghanistan. The foreign minister maintained that Pakistan was moving forward with a desire for peace in the region. Pakistan wants a political settlement in Afghanistan which where all partners are united for durable peace, Qureshi had said, adding that the people of Afghanistan had been facing wars for decades and now they wanted peace. He informed that he held discussion with Britain, US and China leaderships regarding peace in Afghanistan. Qureshi underscored that the world was expressing confidence in Pakistan and appreciating its responsible role. He said that there was some concern in the current situation in Afghanistan and Pakistan has to be very careful. Bangladesh will be looking for famous new scalp when they will go head on with New Zealand in their first T20 international of the 5-match T20 international series, which will be played on Wednesday at Sher-e-Bangla National Stadium. Bangladesh has beaten Australia 4-1 in the T20 international series this month with strong support from the bowling side. New Zealand is expecting the Tiger spin and slow seam lineup to be offensive once again. If Bangladesh wins the series against the Black Caps, it will give them the big boost for the upcoming ICC T20 World Cup scheduled to start on October 17. Currently in the ICC T20 international teams ranking, New Zealand is ranked 3rd while Bangladesh is ranked 10th. The home team has never been able to secure any win against the opponent, while Black Caps have won one of the games played on Bangladesh soil by 15 runs in 2013. After that, the Tigers have emerged as strong team at home. Australia found that how difficult can the Tigers slow bowlers be after they tasted defeat against them for the first time. We have a perception of how we think they will play based on having a look at it and the recent Australia series, said stand-in coach Glenn Pocknell. We are probably preparing for a slow and low wicket like the Australia series. We are not used to that. But if it has a bit more pace and bounce, we will be quite happy with that. The home team said that they will not let the victory against Australia get over them. Batting coach Ashwell Spence said that New Zealand would also use the Australia series to prepare their counter tactics. They are a streetwise team who will plan meticulously against every batsman, bowler and pitches, he said. They will use every bit of information to help them. The matches will be played on September 1, 3, 5, 8 and 10 with strict COVID-19 rules. This means there will be no spectators allowed. Multaz Sultan's all-rounder Shahid Afridi said that the next most liked tournament in Pakistan Super League Season 7 might be his last. Afridi also expressed his wish to play for Quetta Gladiators if Sultan's owners Alamgir Khan Tareen gives him the green signal to leave the franchise. It's possible that this might be my last appearance in PSL. Alamgir Bhai is a really nice person. If he allows me to leave, my wish is to play my last PSL season with Nadeem Omar Bhai's team Quetta Gladiators, said Afridi while talking to local media on Monday. A few days earlier, Gladiators owner Nadeem Omar also expressed a desire that Afridi plays for his franchise. Afridi played a key part in the promotion of the Kashmir Premier League. Despite being unfit in the final, he fought hard and led his team to the title, he added. The next season of the HBL PSL is likely to start in January 2022. It will be the 7th season since the tournament was started in 2016. In the last season of the tournament, Afridi's Multan Sultan emerged victorious after defeating Peshawar Zalmi by 47 runs. The tax authorities have withdrawn all the appeals it filed against the claim of exemption on foreign remittance, a senior official said on Monday. The FBR has withdrawn the appeals on satisfactory response from the State Bank of Pakistan on the issue of foreign remittances through banking channels, the senior official said at the FBR. The official said that the thousands of cases were filed against the claims made by the exchange companies, money transfer operators and overseas money services bureaus. The Revenue Board has an interpretation that the money transferred through these channels were not qualified for the exemption under the Income Tax Ordinance 2001. In this regard, the FBR also issued a circular saying that the State Bank of Pakistan has been asked to give an opinion on the matter pertaining to 4 conditions. The State Bank of Pakistan having unequivocally responded to all 4 critical questions, that is, foreign exchange out to originate overseas must reach and be surrendered to a State Bank of Pakistan and transactions should leave a banking trail behind, have been answered affirmatively. The Revenue Board said that the Central Bank under the Foreign Exchange Regulations Act 1947 attended all the matters pertaining to dealing in foreign exchange and securities and the import and export of the currency. Therefore, the State Bank of Pakistan, being the frontline regulator of all foreign exchange moving into or outside the country, is in the best position to decide as to whether the necessary legal requirements have been met or not of a particular transaction to be able to avail the benefit cover under tax laws. The FBI directed the field formation that all cases of the claim of foreign remittances be disposed of accordance to the lenient interpretation of the condition stipulation in Section 114 of the Income Tax Ordinance 2001. Moreover, in order to win the trust of taxpayer and spare the public resources for more productive use elsewhere, all departmental appeals filed on the strict sensu interpretation of the law be withdrawn immediately and no further appeals be filed if on all 4 of this clarification. The FBR also rescinded all the circulars and the previously issued instruction on the matter. The textile sector achieved pinnacle of its performance in July by recording $1.49 billion during the first month of the current fiscal year 2021-22, a government official said in a statement. Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting Farooq Habib said that when the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf government came into power in 2018, the textile sector was at a halt and the best price for power looms were being offered at scrap yards March due to a weak economic and commerce policies of Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz government. Today, the textile sector is booming. In July 2021-22 alone, the textile exports reached $1.49 billion, which is 17% higher than July last year, he added. Prime Minister Imran Khan's export-friendly steps have started bearing fruit, the minister said, while pointing to 19.7% growth in the overall exports during July 2021-22. The exports were recorded at $2.3 billion in July, he added. Habib said that the surge in exports helped raise the foreign exchange reserve of the country amid a whooping rise in the sector exports. Sabaa Qamar, one of the top actresses in the industry, often puts the best inspiration out when apparels are its central theme. From eastern to western gowns, there's everything worth snapping up. Sabaa Qamar is the leading name in the drama industry who is in showbiz since 2004. She is known for her leading role in several television series including Khuda Gawah, Jinnah Ke Naam, Undeniable, Dastan, Pani, and many more. The actress knows how to impress with her style sense and fashion. Here we compiled some of her looks in which she proved to be a fashionista with her sheer looks. Pakistani drama actress and model Sumbul Iqbal Khan shared mesmerizing pictures for her Insta fam as she celebrated her 31st birthday on August 30th. Sumbul Iqbal took to her Instagram handle to share multiple snaps wearing a brown off-shoulder top paired with a light brown pants. She was seen holding colorful balloons and posed with a cupcake in her hand. "Thank you for all the love and birthday wishes," she wrote, expressing gratitude to her fans and friends. Sumbul Iqbal has amazed millions of fans over the years due to her beauty and brilliance despite the fact that she has no creative training. The actress established herself with spectacular screen performances which came as no surprise to her supporters. Earlier, Sumbul's younger sister Kompal Iqbal tied the knot with Shumail in a fairy tale wedding ceremony on 18 June 2021. Several showbiz celebrities including Feroz Khan and Yashma Gill attended the event. Kompal Iqbal is also an actress and model. She started her acting career in drama Kuddusi Saab Ki Bewa. Kompal was looking gorgeous in a light color wedding outfit. Sumbul also looks stunning in a pistachio colored dress. Age doesn't matter if the heart is young. A living example of this is a video of an 89-year-old grandmother dancing with her grandson, which is going viral on social media. Video on social media, the 89-year-old grandmother of India can be seen dancing with her grandson to the song of the famous Bollywood singer Badshah. The grandson also uploaded a video of his grandmother's dance on his Instagram account and wrote that, "My 89-year-old Dadi grooving to the music of Badshah. In the beginning, she tried to copy the actual dance moves but eventually started dancing to her own rhythm. Having Dadi is a blessing." The viral video is getting lots of likes on social media and there was also very interesting comments from users. One user wrote, "Grandma is like this," while another user said, "Wow, grandma, the grandson failed."
बोल ब्रीफ्स की वीडियो सबसे पहले देखने के लिए बोल ब्रीफ्स के चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन पर क्लिक करना ना भूलें।